Welcome, Gemini, to the Temple of Consciousness. My name is Ava. I'm your oracle for the month of June 2024. And this is relevant to you if your sun sign, your moon sign, or your rising sign is Gemini. So Gemini, this is a combination of astrology and the tarot. I have decided to include a little bit more about astrology in the reading because I think it's a lovely way of giving us a sense of direction and even more spiritual insight into the happenings involved in the month. So this month, I feel that the most important astrological phenomenon that's going to affect your June, and by the way, happy birthday, Gemini, if I missed saying it to you before. We have Jupiter entering Gemini on May 25th. And Jupiter is an outer planet that moves more slowly and brings, therefore, more power and energy symbolically into your chart. And Jupiter is entering your sign, Gemini. So it's going into your first house. The first house is the house of self. It's originally ruled by Aries, the first sign, and so brings an Aryan quality to the house, having to do with willpower. It's the honing, developing, the marshaling of your willpower to change elements of your personality, the fundamental core of who you are. The first house is about self-empowerment, self-awareness. It's about building your confidence, building your belief in your own abilities. It's about having the kind of self-awareness and self-confidence that will boost your influence over others and over your world in general. Jupiter is the symbol of luck, growth, expansion. So you may be a lot more bolder than you normally are, though you are bold regardless. But you might express yourself, express your opinions, be confident about your opinions, about your ideas, and not be afraid to express them. You may even be dressing a little bit more bold or you may be working on your body, on reestablishing inside of yourself a sense of solidity and authenticity. That is the overall influence that Jupiter in Gemini is going to have for you. So now let's begin your reading. I have this deck, and I want to shuffle a little bit so that we get some. They're very difficult and awkward to shuffle, but I will give it a go. And I want to say, while I shuffle, this is my opportunity to speak to you a little bit while I'm doing this. And I want to thank you for your messages. And please help me to alert others that I'm back. I had been gone for 6 months or more. And now that I've returned, I would appreciate it if you would help me by liking, sharing, and subscribing. And also messaging me, because that helps too in building my subscription up again. And I appreciate whatever help you can give. And as far as supporting these readings, you can go to grandcentralhealing.com, where you'll see all my private readings. And the most popular of which is a reading that mimics this one, and a 4-card spread that I build around your concern, your question. So I would very much appreciate your support in that way. Let's cut the cards. I think I've shuffled enough now. Cut these cards. Let's begin your reading. In the position of the overall mood or energetic theme of the month of June for you, Gemini, we have an air card, your air. So it's very, very compatible, and is interesting that you should receive this with Jupiter in your first house, because this is a very bold, strong, decisive energy. It represents conquest, triumph, and focused intent. You become very focused, and again, it could be on self, on the renewal of self, internal and external. This is about being decisive, even aggressive in how you deliver your opinions, ideas, very much similar to Jupiter in the first house, although that gives you a more universal perspective on yourself, how you belong in the larger, in the big picture. You see the big picture. And you're no longer tripped up by the minutia, by the little things. So here we have a very strong energy for wielding the truth. It's about justice. You care very much about justice for yourself or for others. And you're like a soldier for the truth, for your truth. You're not afraid. This is very ambitious energy. So your ambition is ignited this month. Let's see what specific challenge you may have. I just got a picture in my mind of you playing sort of like 3D chess with someone or with your situation, and you checkmate. There's a checkmate. I just wanted to give you that impression that I had. And in the position of what will challenge you, we have the temperance. We have temperance. And with the first house of self being illuminated by Jupiter, being expanded, being triggered by Jupiter, what the medicine that you're going to have to take is temperance. Temperance is about moderation, about the golden mean, about not living in extremes, but building a lifestyle that's totally balanced, calm, peaceful. Temperance is also art. Geminis are very, very creative. And temperance can represent creativity. The Ace of Swords is about a new concept, a new idea. And here we have temperance, meaning art. Maybe you have to build an artistic structure around it, some kind of beautiful container for that idea. And that container must be a calm and peaceful resting place for that very dynamic energy. So you've got to build yourself a kind of a nest, a kind of a sanctuary in which you can lay your head and rest and find peace, because there's occasions when you have to fight a battle, when you have to win you have to win the game. And so this is a tremendous challenge in the wake of this newly felt inner confidence coming into you. A sort of a boldness where you feel you can almost do anything, be anything, become anything. So, wow. All right. In the position of the unexpected, we have the Fool. Well, the Fool is a very complex, symbolically very complex. But what comes to mind is its energetic relationship to the Ace of Swords, which we began with, which is a very aggressive new start, where you almost have to kind of, I'm thinking of like going into the woods and cutting a trail, sort of with a sickle, where you cut a trail through the woods, get rid of all the obstacles so that you can forge straight ahead to your goal. Kind of like seeing your target, clearing the obstacles so you can see the target and hit the bullseye. The Fool is about new beginnings, but unlike the Ace of Swords, the universe makes the conquering, that new beginning, more organic, more complementary to the environment, the people, the events around you all cooperate. So you are given this sense of faith in the outcome. And there's not the striving of the Ace of Swords. So unexpected ease of development. And you take a tremendous risk in some way, knowing that you have the cooperation of the angels behind you. Take that leap of faith. The angels are with you. Gemini. And we end. Oh God. This has come up so many times, I can't believe it. The Star, everyone seems to be re-embracing new hope and re-establishing their faith in themselves and in life. The Star. The Star pours out her feelings, her emotions, which have been unduly confined. You see, with the Star, we have something, we come out of a period of high stress, high tension, because the card before the Star is the Tower. So meaning that you've come out of this period, a lot of trials and tribulations, a lot of difficulties perhaps, a lot of perhaps arguing, lack of cooperation perhaps, things weren't what you had constructed, had invisible flaws to it, and you came through this last period apparently relatively unscathed, and now you're moving into a period of peace, of balance, of inner and outer harmony, and you get a win, because the Ace of Swords in the beginning sets up a situation in which, again, you're playing this abstract game of chess, and by the end of the month, again, checkmate, you win. You have enormous cooperation from the structure, the event structure, the events around you are all in accord. Your moving down this Zen river with the flow. You're not fighting against it. I think you come in guns a-blazing. But by the end of the month, you realize that you don't need all that armory. That, in fact, everything was laid out for you perfectly. And you achieve your goal. You achieve a happy ending. That's what is your reading for June 2024, Gemini. Thank you. Thank you for supporting these free readings in any which way you can, with a message or with a donation or a private and personal reading from me. I very much appreciate it and very much need it at this point. So I thank you, and I will see you next month. All my love. Namaste.